So now Joe Biden has a classified document scandal attached to him. The shoe is now squeezing the other foot. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is another declaration of truth from your host, Terry A. Hurlbut. Months after he criticized President Trump for having documents in his possession that had classified markings on them, similar documents turned up in an old office that Joe Biden once used. But the details of this story that have come out in the 36 hours after it broke make it worse. Before I tell you how, I do want to shout out to the prime sponsor of this channel, which is Conservative News and Views. Link in the description. And be sure to check out the awesome CNAV Store. Scroll down near the bottom for that link. Lots of great merchandise there, especially this t-shirt that I have chosen for today, which reads, "I need new conspiracies, as all the old ones came true." And this time the conspiracy involves none other involves the president back when he was vice president. Now, one more thing. If you like what you're about to hear, you can like this video. You can also click the bell icon to get a notice every time I come out with a new one. In fact, you see the new icon, the heart shape with the US dollar sign in it? That's the super thanks icon. If you really want to keep these videos coming, click that and leave me a tip. Any currency will do, so long as it's legal tender. The story broke 2 nights ago from CBS News. According to them, Biden had an office in the University of Pennsylvania Joseph R. Biden Center for Diplomacy and Global Engagement, or the Penn Biden Center for short. Naturally, he has not used that office for some time, so Biden's personal attorneys, clearing the office out for a new occupant, found 10 documents with classified markings. The documents turned up in a file folder in a box that held other documents not bearing classified markings. CBS did not say what information those documents held or the level of classification. An anonymous source assured CBS that the documents did not contain nuclear secrets. The material turned up on November 2nd, 2022, 6 days before midterms. Richard Salber, special counsel to the president, told CBS that the White House counsel's office notified the National Archives at once, and they took possession of the documents the next morning. Mr. Ian Sams left an official White House counsel statement, to which I have a link in the description. Someone at the archives then notified the Justice Department. Attorney General Merrick Garland then assigned John Lausch, the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Illinois, meaning the Chicago area, to investigate how those documents ended up in that office to begin with. Of greater interest is that Donald Trump appointed Lausch to his current position. President Obama fired all the U.S. attorneys nationwide. Apparently Biden did not do the same thing. Anyone want to lay odds that he will soon wish he had? Alexander J. Williams at American Action News points out several details that CBS conveniently missed. Joe Biden served as Vice President of the U.S. from 2009 to 2017. The University of Pennsylvania founded the Penn Biden Center and appointed Biden to its faculty in February 2017. According to Philadelphia Magazine, that's the Sunday magazine for the Philly Inquirer. The university made the announcement early in February. Biden became the Benjamin Franklin Professor of Presidential Practice. As such, he had an office in Washington, the very office at issue, but he did not have that office until after he ceased to be vice president. So what do we have? Someone carried those documents into that office and locked them in a closet after Biden was no longer cleared to have them. Biden stopped using that office when he started to run for president. Those documents sat there since some date, which Attorney Lausch is tasked to determine, when he was now a civilian. Nor did he, or apparently anyone else, think about those documents until his attorney started clearing out that office. The quick turnover of the documents to the archives does not alter the fact that he had them in his possession when he shouldn't have, and for years. Representative Andy Biggs of Arizona noticed a worse problem. The Penn Biden Center received $54 million in grants from the Chinese Communist Party. I have a link in the description to a Truth Social post quoting Biggs on that point. Dick Morris tells us that, in fact, the Penn Biden Center began with a $22 million grant from anonymous Chinese sources. Now you can just imagine what Trump had to say about that. But before I tell you, I want to shout out to a sponsor who can really help you through the economic storms to come. That sponsor is oursilverlines.com. Do you feel like you're working harder for your money just to get by? You are not alone. The fluctuating economy, employment issues, and unexpected changes in life have left many families struggling over the past few years. Collecting gold and silver can help shield you against many of these challenges. But if you're like me many years ago, you don't know where or how to start. Our Silver Lines helps by connecting you with thousands of members who are learning the secrets to creating and protecting true wealth by collecting precious metals. Now, whether you just want to collect rare and unique coins or take advantage of the business opportunities this company provides, they can help you learn to live an exceptional life. So visit oursilverlines.com. Learn how you can build a legacy for your future. I have a link in the description to Trump's post on Truth Social in reaction to this affair. Quote, "Wow, the Biden think tank is funded by China. Also, a vice president did not declassify documents, which are covered by the Federal Records Act, which is criminal and much tougher than the Presidential Records Act, which is not criminal. A president, me, can declassify. How much more information has China been given?" Unquote, President Trump. He and his son both pointed out the differences between the treatment of him and Biden. I have links in the description to 3 tweets by Donald Trump Jr. on this point. Quote, "When will the FBI's hostage rescue team storm one of Biden's many vacation homes bought and paid for somehow by a lifetime of being a humble public servant? We were told for months that this was treasonous, grounds for impeachment, and meriting the death penalty. Yet I have a feeling nothing will happen. Biden kept classified documents from the Obama administration that he, as vice president, would not have had the ability to declassify. And I have yet to hear about the FBI hostage rescue team raiding one of his homes. Why the double standard?" Unquote, Donald Trump Jr. Clay Travis at Outkick suggested that any indictment of Trump would have a fatal weakness after this. I have a link in the description to his tweet also. He embeds the White House counsel statement, then adds this, quote, "They just announced Joe Biden illegally kept classified documents from his vice presidency in his possession. I'm old enough to remember when the media told me this was impossible. So much for that Trump indictment. Between Hillary and now Biden, this story is over." Unquote, Clay Travis. The Daily Signal reports on the impressions by John Malcolm, the head of the Edwin Meese Center for Legal and Judicial Studies of the Heritage Foundation. Malcolm gave Garland credit for asking a Trump holdover to investigate Biden's documents to avoid even an appearance of bias. But Merrick Garland has never before seemed so concerned about an appearance of bias. Has he suddenly decided to look out for his own skin? I think he has. And on Monday evening, presidential staff members ushered reporters out of the room if they dared ask about those documents. I have a link in the description to Dan Bongino's video from Rumble in which he discussed that scene. And that only speaks further to the double standard. Link in the description to the article, to the statement by the White House Counsel's office, to the quote of the statement by Representative Biggs, to statements by President Trump and his son Donald Jr., to Clay Travis' tweet, to the Dan Bongino video, to my Declarations of Truth Twitter account, and to Conservative News and Views. I've also left links to the awesome CNAV Store and to oursilverlines.com, as I also mentioned. You know already about how to like a video, turn on notifications, and leave a tip. And on the end screen, I'm going to leave a subscribe link to my channel and links to the old Trump raid playlist and any other videos I can find about this interesting episode. This is Terry A. Hurlbut delivering another declaration of truth and reminding you to let the truth set you free.